Hello dear learners, myself Niyati Thakur, and in this video we are going to discuss the other physicochemical properties of drugs that affect dissolution and dissolution rate. Drug pK and lipophilicity. So to understand the drug pK and lipophilicity and how it affects the rate of dissolution and hence absorption, we need to understand the pH partition hypothesis or pH partition theory. The theory states that for drug compounds of molecular weight more than 100, which are primarily transported across biomembrane by passive diffusion, the process of absorption is governed by dissociation constant or pKa of the drug, the lipid solubility of unionized drug, and the pH at absorption site. The degree of ionization of drug depend upon the pH of biological fluid. Compartment whose pH favors greater ionization of drug will contain greater amount of ionized drug, and only if the unionized sufficiently lipid soluble drug is present, it will penetrate the membrane passively until equilibrium is attained. The lower the pKa of acidic drug, stronger is the acid, and higher the pKa value, stronger is the base. The amount of drug that exists in unionized form is a function of pKa of drug and the pH of fluid at absorption site, which is determined by Henderson-Hasselbalch equation, which states that pH is equal to pKa plus log concentration of ionized drug divided by concentration of unionized drug. So this equation is for weak acid, and for weak bases it will be pH is equal to pKa plus log ratio of concentration of unionized drug and ionized drug. When the concentration of ionized form of drug is equal to unionized form, pH becomes equal to pKa, and pKa is characteristic of a drug. Now, if there is a membrane barrier that separates aqueous solution of different pH, such as GI tract and plasma, then the theoretical ratio R of drug concentration on either side of the membrane is given by the equations Ra and Rb, where Ra is ratio for weak acid and Rb is ratio for weak base. So ratio will be the concentration in GI tract and plasma for weak acid, and the ratio will be concentration in GI tract and plasma for weak base, which is further given by these equations. As per pH partition hypothesis, for weak acids, the following characteristics are followed. For very weak acids which are having pK values greater than 8, they are essentially unionized at all pH range and their absorption is rapid and independent of gastrointestinal pH. Wherein the acids in pKa range of 2.5 to 7.5 are greatly affected by changes in pH and hence their absorption is pH dependent. Such drugs which are strong acids or moderate acids having pK 2.5 to 7.5 are better absorbed from acidic conditions of stomach where they largely exist in unionized form. For very strong acids with pK lesser than 2.5, they are ionized in GI tract and hence poorly absorbed. Similarly, for weak bases which are having pKa less than 5 are essentially unionized at all pH and their absorption is rapid and independent of GI pH. For bases in the pKa range from 5 to 11 are greatly affected by changes in pH and therefore their absorption is pH dependent and such drugs are better absorbed from alkaline conditions of intestine where they largely exist in unionized form. For stronger bases with pK greater than 11, they are ionized throughout GI tract and therefore they are poorly absorbed. Along with pK, the other factor that is responsible for effective drug absorption is total aqueous solubility of drug, which is indicated by ST. And this total solubility is the sum total of solubility of ionized and unionized drug in solution, out of which the solubility of unionized drug is also known as intrinsic solubility. Solubility of weakly acidic drug and solubility of weakly basic drug is given by following equations. This is total solubility of weakly acidic drug and this is total solubility of weakly basic drug. And this is the relationship between pH, pK and total solubility. So for weakly acidic drugs, when pH is greater than pK, total solubility is greater than the intrinsic solubility of acid as ionization of drug increases. When pH is equal to pK, the total solubility is equal to twice the solubility of weak acid because 50% of drug is ionized. And when pH is smaller than pK, total solubility is equal to solubility of drug in the unionized form. Similarly for weak bases. So by this relationship, we can predict the influence of solubility, pH and pK for absorption of drug. The next property is lipophilicity. So lipid solubility of the drug is determined from its oil-water partition coefficient, that is Ko by W, or HLB value, which is also called as hydrophilic lipophilic balance, whereby the increase in this value, that is HLB value, indicate that there is increase in the percentage of drug absorbed. So lipid solubility of drug is measured by log P, where P is oil-water partition coefficient, and these are the equations that relate apparent partition coefficient to the lipid solubility of the drug. Now, having understood the pH partition theory, which states that the drug should be in unionized form for its maximum dissolution and absorption at a particular site of absorption. And secondly, it states that the lipophilicity plays a very important role. The HLB value plays a very important role. Higher the HLB value, greater will be the extent of permeation. But there are certain limitations of pH partition hypothesis. Let us understand them one by one. Presence of virtual membrane pH, absorption of ionized drug, influence of GI surface area and residence time of drug, as well as presence of aqueous unstirred diffusion layer. The first is pH of virtual membrane. So the pH partition theory suggests that only unionized drugs are absorbed at a given gastrointestinal lumen pH. However, there are differences in the extent of absorption as predicted by pH partition and experimental observations. The experimental curves are less steeper and they shift to the lower pH for basic drug, lower pH for basic drug, and right for acidic drug. So you can see here a dotted line, black dotted line. Those are the rates of absorption of drug that are predicted by pH partition hypothesis, and the other line you can see with a pink color. Those are the absorption rates which are observed via experiments. So we can see a slight shift of the curves. So the curve for acidic drug has been shifted towards the right hand side, whereas that means the pH has been slightly increased as compared to the predicted pH, and for basic drug the pH has decreased as per the predicted value. So the curve has been shifted for both acidic drug as well as for basic drug. Now this shifting of the curves from their predicted value from pH partition hypothesis suggests there that a virtual pH, which is also called as a microclimate pH, that is different from luminal pH, exists at the membrane. So apart from the pH of the compartment on either side of the membrane, there is a microclimate pH, and this pH is different from the luminal pH. And basically this virtual pH determines the extent of absorption and not the pH of the membrane. Now, the other assumption made by pH partition theory was that only unionized drug is absorbed and permeated. However, when experimentally it was studied, again there was a shift in the curves from pH absorption, and it suggested that ionized form of some drugs also get absorbed. So not only the unionized, but ionized fraction of drug also get absorbed, which is again a contradiction to pH partition hypothesis or limitation of pH partition hypothesis. Now, if the drug is ionized and still it is getting absorbed, then such drug should have larger lipophilic groups in their structures. So even if the drug ionizes, it will cross the membrane provided it is having larger lipophilic groups. And despite of ionization, they get passively absorbed. So classic example is morphine and derivatives. And in our body, apart from passive transport, which is only limited to unionized fraction of drug, there are also transport mechanisms like active transport, ion pair transport, or convective flow, wherein the ionized fraction of drug is absorbed. The third limitation is influence of gastrointestinal surface area and residence time of drug. As per pH partition theory, acidic drugs are best absorbed in stomach and basic drugs are best absorbed in intestine because at this pH they remain unionized. Which means if acidic drug reaches the intestine, remaining fraction of acidic drug will be ionized at intestinal pH and it won't get absorbed in the intestine as per pH partition hypothesis. But experimentally it has been shown that irrespective of gastrointestinal pH, both acidic as well as basic drug are more rapidly absorbed in intestine. And this is seen because of the larger surface area of intestine and long residence time of drug in the intestine. So it is not only the pH that is responsible for absorption of drug, it is also the gastrointestinal surface area. That means more the surface area, more will be the absorption of drug, whether it is in ionized or unionized form, as well as the absorption rate will also be influenced by residence time of drug in that particular area. That is, the longer the residence time of drug at the absorption site, the more will be the absorption. The next is presence of aqueous unstirred diffusion layer. The bulk of luminal fluid is not in direct contact with the membrane, but the barrier of aqueous unstirred diffusion layer is interposed between them. And this unstirred diffusion layer has real thickness. Now you can see in the figure in the form of section. This is the aqueous bulk fluid of GI wherein the drug molecule has dissolved in the fluid. Now this drug molecule has to cross the biomembrane and reach the blood. So this drug molecule will directly not come in contact with the biomembrane, as in between the aqueous bulk fluid and the biomembrane there is one more layer which is called as aqueous unstirred diffusion layer, and this layer has a real thickness. So for the drug to penetrate the membrane, first it has to cross this aqueous unstirred diffusion layer, and thus with incorporation of aqueous unstirred medium, the drug must diffuse through this medium and then through the lipoidal barrier. The drug having high partition coefficient will now rapidly penetrate through the lipoidal barrier, but diffusion through the aqueous unstirred diffusion layer is rate determining step. That means if the drug is highly lipophilic, it will easily cross the lipoidal barrier. But for such lipoidal drug, the rate determining step is the diffusion of drug through the aqueous unstirred diffusion layer. But despite of all the above limitations, pH partition theory is useful for understanding the movement of drug. The next physicochemical property is drug permeability. So how drug permeability affects the absorption? So for passive diffusion, the absorption is expressed by this equation wherein the amount of drug absorbed M is equal to effective membrane permeability multiplied by surface area available for absorption multiplied by apparent drug luminal concentration and residence time of drug in GI lumen. And the permeability P, which is also called as effective membrane permeability, is determined by lipophilicity, polarity of the drug and molecular size. The drug permeability and absorption is very well defined by Rule of 5 by Lipinski et al., which tells us molecular weight of drug should be less than 500, lipophilicity of drug, that is log P, should be less than 5, number of hydrogen bond acceptors should be less than 10, and number of hydrogen bond donors should be less than 5. Drug stability. The shelf life of drug during the storage is an important parameter that will decide whether the drug will undergo adequate dissolution and adequate absorption. If the drug is not stable throughout the life, then there won't be good extent of absorption of such drug, as well as if the drug is not stable in the GI tract, then the dissolution rate for such drug and hence the absorption rate of such drug will be less. And the last property is stereochemical nature of drug. As a majority of drugs are absorbed via passive diffusion, they do not display stereoselectivity. Rather, stereoselectivity is important for carrier-mediated processes. So apart from passive diffusion, there are other means of transportation of drug which are carrier-mediated or enzyme-mediated absorption processes for which the stereoselectivity of the drug plays an important role. So in this video, we have studied the pK of drug and how it affects the absorption and ionization. We have studied the pH partition theory and what are the hypotheses, what are the limitations, and also we have seen the lipophilicity, how it affects the absorption of drug as well as the stereoselectivity. Thank you.